Although he was working like he was in the offices, he had to go out and train drivers because it got so dangerous.
It's quite infuriating. Anyway, so are you ready?
I'm always ready, my darling.
Okay. You back into this one? If you all want to carry on chatting, absolutely fine. And I will pop down the pub.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or we'll have a cup of tea, a cup of char.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for joining us today. Absolutely beautiful day. Thank you for making the effort to come down, especially with what's going on in our outside world. A wonderful Sunday Divine service with the lovely Angie Freeland, who I had the pleasure of being with yesterday in a really good workshop. Oh, workshop people, we've got the date for the next one. Please remind me at the end. Angie, looking forward to your work today. We've got a bit of an international twist on today's service because all we're seeing is division everywhere. So today, and it's just happened through various things, and it's all come together today. So just enjoy the service. Are we ready? We are lovely. If I could invite the lovely Marguerite up to the platform, please. Marguerite came to us during this time with her own needs and things going on in her life, really taken to the church, and we love her to bits. And she's going to do the opening prayer today in a native tongue of Polish. So just close your eyes. You don't need to understand the words to a prayer. It's the intent, it's the love, it's the vibration. And Marguerite, over to you, my darling.
Ojcze, dziękuję, że bezpiecznie przywiozłeś każdego z nas w to miejsce. Chętnie dajemy Ci nasze życie w oddaniu i w uwielbieniu. Zbieramy się tu i pamiętamy o tych, którzy nie są dzisiaj z nami. Prosimy o uzdrowienie dla chorych i potrzebujących. A dla tych, którzy są z dala od nas, prosimy o Twoje błogosławieństwo. Prosimy Ducha Świętego do swobodnego poruszania się wśród nas. Przyjdź i zamieszkaj w każdym z naszych serc. Pociesz nas i naucz nas Twojej miłości i dobroci. Zainspiruj nas w Twojej nauce. Ojcze, spotkajmy się, by ujrzeć Twoje piękno i poznać Twoją łaskę. Amen.
Amen. Well done.
Yes, well done.
Well done.
It's
Brilliant.
lovely.
You know you did well there, Marguerite, because Mum was beaming throughout that, so how wonderful. Thank you. If you care now to please join in with saying the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thine will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And leave us not when in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you. And we now join together, bringing our vibrations into this sanctuary, into this church, where we all of like mind work in the realm of healing. We are all able to heal with a smile, a kind word, a removal of a negative thought. All these work on that healing vibration. So just during this time of this meditative music, send out your love, your thoughts, your compassion, for they are all other words for healing, to wherever you feel drawn. Follow your heart's lead, and the Spirit will follow. As you gently return to the point from where you started, send out your love and your gratitude for being able to take part in this short healing session. Amen. We now have our first piece of music for the morning, which is Jerusalem. If you wish to sing along, please do. If you wish to just read the words or go into a meditative state, absolutely fine. You will be doing something soon, I promise you.
Listen, that's fine. I'm enjoying every moment of this. I'm enjoying every moment.
Jerusalem. Wonderful. Now, Angie, I'd love to hand over to you for the reading of philosophy.
Okay,
Thank
so
you,
you
my
want one
darling.
straight after the other, yeah?
Yes, please.
Okay. Hello, everyone. It's lovely to be back, and thank you, Margaret, for that beautiful, beautiful prayer. You know, it's true. You don't need language. That's not a barrier. We make it the barrier. It's the union. It's how we all unite, and that really brought that together. So thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to talk today about is overcoming things. Okay. And I've got a reading here that I just absolutely love this. When things seem to be at their worst, when all that you have worked for seems denied you, when no one around you seems to understand, it is time to do two things. Firstly, be kind to yourself. You may feel bitter, exasperated, hurt, angry, frustrated, exhausted, and at that time, guilty about those feelings. Put the guilt aside. You are human. These reactions are human. Acknowledge this, then use diversionary tactics to allow their release. Read a book, watch a film, or do something practical to absorb your attention. Second, pick up on the positive use of the wisdom of positive thinking and keep your feelings positive. The easiest way to do this is to adopt an attitude of cheerfulness. Good cheer is like laughter. It optimises well-being. Good humour has the power to heal a variety of hurts and restore an atmosphere of peace to relationships. Importantly, it will restore your own self-harmony. Above all, it will remind you to stay with the positive and so enjoy living from your true strengths of character. I know there's a lot of talk about positive mental attitude, and I know that's a really hard thing sometimes to get over when things that chips are down, but sometimes if we can just bring that smile, okay? So that is connected to what I want to talk about today. And it's about the journey so far and life and overcoming. You know, life has so many twists and turns and ups and downs and bumpy roads. And God knows over the last 18 months how it's really been twisty and how there have been some really high turns up and down and whatever. And I know sometimes, for me in the early stages, I was thinking, are we going to get through this? How are we going to get through this? And can we cope with this? And I remembered that as I was thinking about this earlier, and I thought, of course we can cope, you know. I believe that at times in our lives, we will get thrown stuff at us and we think, I can't handle this, I can't cope with this, you know, and yet we do, okay. I believe that each and every one of us, at some stage in our life, we fall, but we do bring ourselves back up, or we are in the process of bringing ourselves back up right now, okay. And we do cope, you know. And I believe that, you know, with the unwanted surprises sometimes that life throws at us, you know, it gives us strength and it gives us courage that we don't even see, that we don't see within us, you know. And there's this belief, I'm not able to handle this, I'm not doing this right, I'm not doing this. Who says you have to do it right? Who says there is a rule on how you're meant to cope? You just do. You put one foot in front of the other and you do it, you know. And for that, I want to say to you, be proud. There have been times when people have needed just someone there to say, I'm here, I'm with you. I can't fix it for you, but I'm supporting you. That helps to give the strength to cope, okay? And for me, sometimes there may be people around us that haven't, bless you, that haven't got that kind of support. But one thing's for sure, and one thing that's really strengthened for me is the fact that, you know, we may feel alone, but we're not, because we have those we love in the spirit world. Those we love that's going to come close and say, do you know what? I've got your hand. I'm holding your hand. I'm giving you a hug, and I know that you'll get through it. You know? So we're never alone. But I also want you to think of how you should be proud. Because if you, let's just talk about the pandemic. I know we all get fed up with talking about it, but just for a moment. Okay? Let's just talk about the pandemic. How many times have you listened to someone and they've gone, oh my God, you know, how many times have you smiled at them as if to say, I'm hearing you? That's been so important. You have been helping others without even realising. So be proud. There is so much that you've given and you've not even been aware of. You know, as you walk past somebody and maybe struggling, that feels invisible, and you look at them and you smile, you are giving them so much. You are showing them that they're being seen. And that may not seem like a big thing to you, but to them that could be the world, because you've given them the strength just to take that next step forward and be proud. And I know that God would be proud of all that you've done and all that you're still doing through the hardest and the toughest times. You know, and I'm not just talking about the pandemic here. There are many people in this room that have suffered some really, really hard times. I think we all have in our own way, but some more than others. And I know that God would be proud that, you know, you are sharing and uniting as we are today in sending that, you know, healing and love to the people that need it. Because that's the part of God that's within us, that cares, even through it all, that cares. You know, and life has taught me so very much, and more so recently, but life has taught me so very much of how we are that spark of God. And right now, in tough times, we are, you know, we're sharing that, and we're giving that, and we're uniting. And he's proud with all of us here for being here and uniting to, you know, send out those prayers, but also to be together. And for all the other churches, not just spiritualist churches, but all other churches, all other places where people congregate and unite to speak and to share. That's the part of us that can keep us going. That's the part of us that helps us to cope, you know. That's the part of us that says, you know what, you can throw it at me, but you know what, I'll handle it, even if sometimes I don't feel like it. Because I do think there's times when we've been on our knees, I know I have, and I've thought, how the hell am I going to climb up? But I do. And the mere fact that you're all here, you do, and you are still doing it in many ways, some of you. And I know also, you know, that life has taught me sometimes it can be a living hell. It can throw stuff at us that we just are not expecting. It's taught me that we're going to meet people that are wonderful, and we're going to meet people that are horrible and create chaos. It's taught me that we're going to have happiness, but we're also going to have the tough times. The times where we do need to get through. You know, and it's taught me the one thing that we haven't got is a guide on how to get from step 1, 2 to 3 to make it okay. Never feel you are not coping. Never feel you can't do this, because you are. You are here. It might not be how you want to cope, but who the hell says you've got to cope a certain way? We just put one foot in front of the other and say, right, we'll give it our best shot and we'll keep on going. And if we're tired, we'll sit down, we'll take a rest, but we'll get up again. So just want you to remember these words. If and when you do face tough times and tough challenges, you have it in you, each and every one of you. Not only to come through it yourself, but to support others in that. And to look after yourself through it. And be proud of that, because I know God would be. And that's it. I just hope that means something to you guys, and that you can take something from that. Okay?
Wonderful. Thank you, Angie. And I know that reading had very special meaning for somebody. That was somebody's message today. So hang on. Absolutely wonderful. We now go to our second piece of music. This piece of music, you can sing along with it if you like. It is in Aramaic, so this will put you to the test. Any hands up? No, surprisingly not.
Can we la la la?
Yeah, you can la la la, you can tap your feet. But most importantly, in this piece of music, this is when you can put your mind out, send out those thoughts to those loved ones who we feel are lost to us at this time. And just say simply, I remember you. Just send out that love and that energy, and that will follow through into the evidential mediumship being followed. So sit back, enjoy this piece of music, And remember those loved ones, because they are here today, they are stood with you. And just enjoy this moment of connection. This is your time to be your own medium. Wonderful. Before I hand over to the lovely Angie for a demonstration of evidential mediumship, we ask one thing of you, and I know I keep going on about this, but until you start doing it, I'm going to keep asking you to do it, and it's as simple as that. If Angie will come to you, a nice clear yes or a no. Practice.
Yes.
Right, I bet you we'll get 2 maybes and a couple of nodding of the head. So if we get that, I will do the same next week until we get it right. Angie, my darling.
Thank you. I love coming here because he keeps calling me lovely. He says the lovely Angie. I like that. I really like that. You know, not that I've got an ego or anything. It's lovely to be back with you all, but I am going to go in straight away because I have this lady here. Now, I know with this lady I'm Nan, but I'm more than Nan. I'm like a mum. And I know with this lady I feel as though her health declined, but at the end she passed quickly. She'd been ill for quite a long time, and I feel as though her body became, you know, she was, her world became small. Her well became small because her healing, her body, her health was declining. I know that she's strong personality. I know that she loved her food because she's telling me that she could eat again now. She's doing okay with her food again. Who am I with this information? Can you understand this? Okay, anyone else? I just want to check. It looks like it's there. You'd understand all of this, yes? Okay. Okay, I know what she wants to come through. As she comes through, she's got a lovely, lively personality. You'd understand that. Very bouncy. You know, she was well respected. People liked her. She was a well-liked person. But she would, if she needed to, tell people off. And she would say it as it was. You were incredibly close to her. You'd understand that. Your whole family are. Okay? Now, I know as she comes through, what I want to say is, well done. Okay, you have come so far. I feel with what she's given me, the last 2 years for you has been just exhausting. Okay, just absolutely exhausting and emotional. And I can actually feel that emotion because I know, you know, she would give you all, she would be there for you, she'd give you all the advice. Okay, and you do talk to her. You talk to her a lot, and you have a beautiful photograph of her that is very precious to you, you know. And I know within this photograph, it was taken just not long before she became really ill. So I know, you know, the last year of her life, because she started to go down the last year of her life. And I know this photograph was taken of her just before that started because she still has some health within her. You understand that, you know. She admires you so much, and the reason being is because the strength that you've got that you don't see. You know, and if she was here, she'd be telling you, you know, she would be telling you what you need to do. But you know what, she is incredibly proud of her whole family. Now I know health issues. I feel with what she's given me, I do feel I want to say to you, I know that you're not sleeping properly. I know that around about 4 o'clock in the morning you are coming awake, and I know that she's saying that's when I am with you because she is sending healing to you. She wants you. Now this lady loved her food. You'd understand this. Absolutely adored her food. She's letting you know she needs you to eat properly again because you're not doing it, okay? And it has been like that over the last 3 months. Your eating has slowly gone down and slowly spiked. You'd understand also that this lady would have loved the views of places. You know, she would have loved to be outside. Could she have done that? You know, because she's letting you know that she's doing all this now. She's doing all this, and she used to talk about that to you. You know, she had a strong faith. You know, she had a faith. I'm not necessarily saying religion because there's faith and there's a religion. Sometimes I separate the two because I'm quite complicated. But you understand what I mean. You know, she has a strong faith, and she knows that your faith is as strong. The determination you have in you, particularly over the last 2 years, has been so strong. Okay? Feel proud of yourself, but what she loves is she's just like me. She's just like me, you know, and that's what she loves, you know, and she wants you to know that she will always be there. She loves it because you look at that photograph. What she's given me, you must look at that photograph at least twice a day because it's like you're saying good morning to her, you're saying good night to her. I know you pick the photograph up at night and you go, good night, okay? And I know with her, bless her heart, I want to say, she would have, you know, some of the clothes that she would wear would always have been quite florally because she loved all of that, you know, vibrant personality, and it would come through. Now, I do feel with her, one of her health issues was going down the leg. It was like her leg was starting to hurt her, okay? And I know that, but that was kind of like, I don't feel as though that was at the beginning. I feel as that was further along because her body was completely closing down. You'd understand that, you know? I know with her, bless her heart, the talks that you two had, you know, and she would keep you strong, but she would keep the whole family strong. And she's watching over the family now because she feels as though they need looking after. You know, that she feels as though they need looking after, and she's the one to do it. She is still, do you know what I want to say? She's still the boss. You know, she's still very much the boss. And she wants to remind you all of that, you know. Now, I know that at the moment, it's like you're on such a fast journey. It's going through so fast. It's like sometimes hard for you to take it. you know, and she's saying, you know what, you can look forward. You don't have to look behind now. You can move forward. You can cope with this. Isn't it funny what I spoke about this morning? And the first message that comes through is about being proud and coping. You know, they do inspire me with what I talk about. You know, you can cope with this. You're doubting yourself. You're doubting yourself at the moment. Okay. Okay. Now, the other thing what she's given me, you'd understand. You are not. You are coming. It's almost like you are coming out and meeting more people. And this is quite. You know, this has not been the easiest of things for you. Okay. But she's proud that you're doing well. She's proud that you're doing well. Now, I know that there's somebody around you that hasn't been very well recently, and I know that you're looking after them the best that you can, and she's letting you know she is too. Okay. So you know, she wants you to hold on to that. Okay, because you're never alone. You do your bit. Okay, you've started reading. All of a sudden, you've started reading. It's like, oh, you're thinking about it. You're wanting to open all these books. And her message is, yes, do that, but don't rush it. Okay, take each step as it comes. Okay, take each step as it comes, and you will find your path. Okay. Now, I know that she's given me. Actually, I know at first she spoke about the last 2 years, but I want to go more than that. I want to go 5 years. Has been very unsettled. You know, very, very unsettled and very different and very difficult. You know, and you are finding your peace with this now. You are coming to terms with all of this now. And I know that she wants you to know, as you do that, she's helping you to do that with her love. Okay. So keep hold of that, because this is, you know, she is just so proud. And she wants you to continue. She wants you to continue looking forward. And it's okay to do that, because you'll never forget what's in your heart. Okay? And I'm leaving her love with you. Okay? Let me just get a drink. There's no gin, no vodka, nothing. It's just water.
Not 12 yet.
No, well, see, no, never before midday. Okay. I have another lady coming in, and as this lady comes in, she could be classed as bossy. She could be classed as somebody that would tell you what to do, you know, and this is how you should live your life. And there was like, you know, so it's like, she was the kind of person that would go, now, right, you've got listen to me, because this is what you should be doing. And that's kind of what her personality is like, okay? Now, this lady, I know that she's proud that she kept strong right up practically to the end, and then then she passed, and she passed quite quickly at the end. But she'd been fine, she'd been plodding along. Yes, she had health ailments, but it didn't really affect her that much, okay? So I know, bless her heart, that she, you know, she was getting on with her life and she was loving her life. I know that she was close to her family. I know that with her that she, you know, that she's always there for them. Okay? I know with her she was cheeky, because as she comes in she's cheeky. But, you know, she also made sure that her voice always got heard. And even though she could be a little bit difficult and a little bit bossy, you know, very much somebody that cared, and that was her way of showing she cared. And I do feel with her, her health just the last few months of her life started to go down, and she was worn out. This is what she's telling me. She was worn out. I feel as though she had problems in her legs. I feel as though her breathing actually was affected quite badly, because I feel as though she passes out. Who am I with this lady? Can anyone understand this? You can understand all of this? You can, right, okay, so let me just say some more.
Sorry, mate, so can I.
Oh my God. Okay, come on. Okay, so who have I got here? Come on. I know that she was difficult to get close to. You'd understand? You'd understand? Sorry for my pointing, but can you, the lady behind, can you understand? You understand? You understand? Right. I know that the name Betty is linked somehow. Yeah. Can any of you take the name Betty? What? The name Betty? No. Right. Laurie. Yeah. Shall we let him have the message? Yes. You reckon? Well, let's face it, he's chairman. All right, I'll let you have it.
I'll make it.
Laurie, I know that as she comes in, oh my God, it's like, put that there, keep it straight.
Yeah.
Like you, and
That's
you
where I
do
get
it
it
so.
from.
Okay. Oh God, and do you know, this sounds really crazy, but she's the kind of person.
You're talking to dead people. What's going to sound crazy?
No, that's normal. That is normal for us. But what is really crazy here, she's the kind of person that you boil your eggs a certain amount of minutes. Would that make sense to you?
I still have the egg timer.
Thank you.
With the
Because
red
it's
line
like,
on it.
if it was over that, you were in trouble. Okay? So that's how precise this lady was. She was cheeky, she would say it as it was. If she didn't like something, you'd get it with both barrels. You'd understand that. And I know that she, I know, bless her heart, I do feel as though you could clash. I just say you could clash big time. Let's put it that way,
Yeah.
okay? But I know the reason you could clash is because actually, you know, you were both as stubborn as each other.
No, I'm not.
That's exactly what it would be like.
Yes.
That's what it would be like. And she's pleased to hear. Now it's interesting because she didn't like you being stubborn because she always liked to be the boss.
Yeah.
Right? But she's pleased to hear that you're being stubborn now with certain people.
Thank you.
And you understand that, okay?
Yeah.
Because she says it is in the interest of all. You understand that as well. And she's laughing because where you've gone from is you'd worry about that before. Now it's like, I don't give a so and so, you know, I don't give a damn. That's the way it is. Like it or lump it. And I know she's also feeling as though your health is lifted as well. So you're feeling, you know,
Yeah.
the problems that you've had has not, you know, it's almost like they've settled down. I wouldn't say gone away, but settled down.
Correct.
You'd understand that.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's been some issues that you don't talk about,
Mhm.
okay, and you just get on with it. But there's been stuff going on that you've had to deal with on a health level
Yeah.
that finally is under control,
Yes.
okay? And she's so pleased for that, you know. She'd love nothing better than to sit and have a chat, you know, and she will put the worlds to rights, and she's still doing that up there. She's got everyone up there, she's got them all sorted.
I'm not surprised.
You know, and I know that she's got a gentleman there. Now, this gentleman, he was strong in personality, but he was always let her be the boss.
Yep.
You know, and I do feel as though he went before her. I do feel, or have I got that the wrong way round?
Wrong way round.
Wrong way round.
Yeah.
Okay, she went before him. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, I've got that the wrong way round. Sorry about that. But I know that he's letting you know that he's still the boss. She's still the boss. You know, and he just anything for quite life, because that's what he used to say when he was here.
Yeah.
You know, he was gently strong. You'd understand
Yes.
that. He
Yeah.
was gently strong, and as he comes through, it's like, yeah, I was very, very strong, but I always know that she was the one that had the strength within her to get us through everything. You understand that, you
Very
know.
much.
I know that they are, but I don't know why this, but she's just shown me a halo. So it's like almost, and now she's not calling you a saint, but I think
No.
this is symbolic. You understand what
Right.
this is, okay? Would you understand why she's showing me a halo and
Yes.
she's laughing and she's putting it above your head, or more behind your head, kind of like here? That makes sense
A
to you?
jaunty angle.
Right? So, not that she's calling you a saint, but it's like he understands what that means.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, he understands what that means, and she also wants to say thank you because you've stood her corner for what she truly believed in recently.
Yep.
Okay, and I know this lady's been gone now, but you know it's like recently. Okay, so I know that I know, bless her, that she's, you know, she's with you every step of the way. I know that she doesn't suffer fools gladly. She's not doing it up there, and she's not, you know, she's still kicking back down here when she needs to. And there are 3 people recently. She's letting me know that you've. It's almost like you've pushed them out now. It's
Yeah.
3 people in particular gone bump bump bump. That's it, enough. And she's so pleased. She wants you to know that.
Good.
Okay. But you do need also. Oh,
Here we go.
okay. Here we go.
Now I'm going to get told.
You do
Never
need
leaves without
also
telling
to take some of your own advice,
Yeah.
okay? Because you are very good at handing it out, and now you've got to do it. But I'm laughing because she was exactly the same. You know, she was exactly the same. I do find you a bit more gentle to the way that she would have been
Yes.
in how you do it. But you've got to take some of your own advice. You know, so. Don't shoot the messenger, you know. But the love between you both is so strong, you know, so strong. She didn't like change really in many respects, okay? And she knows that change is going on within the world, and she's got a lot to say on that, but we're not going to go there. But, you know, she's also, you know, pleased to see that change is going on within your life and around you in many different ways,
Yeah.
okay? And I also know she's let me know the plans that you have. Now, these are not short-term plans. It's looking at the longer-term plans.
Yeah.
Okay, the plans that you have longer term is going to work out.
Good.
Okay, she's going to make sure. Okay, but so it's, you know that she's with you, know that she loves you, know, excuse me, that she'll always be there. But if she thinks you're not right, she will still come down and tell you.
Oh yes.
Okay, and with that, I'm leaving her love with you.
Lovely.
Okay.
Thank you, Angie.
Now, I have a gentleman here. Excuse me. With this gentleman, as I come in, I just come in with a beautiful energy. I'm just somebody that kind of understood life. He understood life, his personality. He was there for people that he loved. He was there for everybody, actually. He never got himself really worked up. He was such a gentle soul. That's the only way I can describe him. But I do feel with him, I feel as though he did have an illness, and I feel as though he did pass through the illness. I'm not sure if this is cancer or a cancerous condition or something like that, but I feel as though it's cancer because I feel as though it affected the body, particularly in the stomach area. I just know with him that he was somebody that believed that you just get on with the cards that you're dealt with. And that's the cards that he was dealt with. And he stayed thinking that way right up until the time he passed. Okay? But I feel with him, there's such a close bond. Can anyone understand this information? I've got two. Okay. I feel I'm with you. Okay? But just stay with me because I could have the two of them. You'd feel you could talk about anything to him, and he would talk about anything to you. So it wasn't one way. You'd understand that. Would you understand that too, my love? Okay, I feel as though I've got the two. I'll come back to you in a moment, okay? But I feel as though even through his illness, do you know what I want to say? And I wouldn't normally term this, I wouldn't use this word, but it's almost like his energy is with grace. That's what his personality's like. People, he was quite, he wouldn't be loud and noisy and all of that, but when he walked in a room, the respect that he got because of who he was. Does that make sense to you? And I know that you two were able to talk about anything. You were together. I know that you were kept strong for him when he was ill. You'd understand that, and you let him have that normality, as best you could, And I know that there's a big thank you there. There's a big thank you. I do feel that he suffered, but I feel with him, it's like, okay, I'm glad I'm out of that now. So there's no, it's like before he passed, he said everything that he wanted to say, he got everything, as best he could, and he's okay. Yeah. That makes sense to you? He does, because you guys would, be around each other a lot, I feel, So I know that he's letting you know that he's still around you quite a lot, and at the moment, because there's stuff going on, and you do think of him. I think we always do think of our loved ones, and you do think of him, and it's like you used to listen to him when he was here, and he's letting you know, he's showing you the signs that you're on the right path, and you just need to follow them, but you know that deep down anyway. The decisions you have made are right, okay, and the ones that you still have to make, you're right about them also. So because you've done some thinking recently, and it's like you're putting all that into practice, and I don't mean in a massive way, but I do mean in a way that it means that you'll have more quality in your life, because it's like, this isn't, I've had enough now. I want these changes. So you're sowing the seeds with it. You're sowing the seeds, and I know that that's going to work, He has got the most wonderful personality, even though he was gentle and quiet as he came in. And I would call him a gentleman, because he had respect for everybody, Even though he was quiet when he came in, he still loved to have a good time. He still liked to enjoy that, and he wants to remind you that do that even more. Because you have started to, what I'm getting from him, it's like you didn't for a while, but then you started to enjoy life again, and keep doing it, because you deserve it. You deserve it. you know, and he's gonna be on that journey with you, because he likes the journey, you know, and when you think of him, know that he is close, know that he is close, and know that he always will be, okay. Okay, it's kind of saying there's still elements where you need to speak up a little bit. It's not quite being heard right now, and you know what he's talking about with that, okay? And he feels there's the time is, you know, coming near, but you will know when the time is right, okay? And he will watch with great pride. He will watch with great pride. Never far away, never far away, okay? Would you understand motorbikes?
Yes.
Okay, because it's just showing me motorbikes. He must have loved motorbikes. Oh, you do. Okay, thank you. Because I know I'm getting motorbikes. Okay, so even with like hobbies and stuff like that, he would have, you know, he's very much there still with you. Okay, still as strong as you always were, and always will be. The bond is never broken. You know that.
Yeah.
You know that. But I also feel on a spiritual level, it's like something's happening for you. It's changing, if that makes sense to you.
Very much.
Yeah, you know, because I know he wants you to know it's amazing. You know, it's a long time coming, and I know that it's like, yeah, now this is your path. But it's on a spiritual level, so something's happened, and you all of a sudden, and it's over the last year, all of a sudden it's gone, right, now's my time, I'm on my path, and you're getting more, there's so much happening around you right now, in that respect, you know, and he's going to be there supporting you and helping you to do that, okay? And I am going to leave his love with you, because this is what this guy, he oozed it. He absolutely oozed love for people, okay? And I'm going to leave that with you, okay? Okay, my love, come to you. He's just such a gentle person, you'd understand that. And you'd understand, he was close to everybody, but you also understand that he was close to you, you know? And you know, personalities that you had, you laughed and you joked. He wasn't a person that would clash with anyone. You'd understand that, you know. And I do feel, again, you know, with his passing, it was so hard for him. You know, it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice. And I know that you were around him at the time that all this went on, and I know that it's like you nursed him. You looked after him, and you know, he always said thank you then, because this was a man that did say thank you. This is a man that does say thank you. But he is still saying thank you again, you know. Thank you for everything, not just for that, but for before that, you know, because you kept him going and you kept him strong, not just through ill health, you know. You kept him going and you kept him strong, and you always made him smile. And he used to tell you that. You always made him smile, you know, always have a smile on his face, and you keep yourself, you know, you always do that to everybody else in the family, you know. I feel as though, would you want, because he's showing me a garden, so I feel as though, you know, a garden would have been important for him. And I feel that you're very often in that garden when you feel him around you, because you're still working in it. You'd understand that, And I also want to say, he's taken me to a part of the garden, I feel something's almost there for, or thinking about putting something there in his honour. Would you understand that? And he's so pleased with that. And I know he's taken me over to the left-hand side, because he yes. It's taken me over to the left-hand side, because I know this is where it's all happening. This is where it's all being talked about, and it's all going to be done. And you know what? He says, thank you. Thank you. He knows he's never going to be forgotten.
He's got his cross there.
Yes, right, you understand that. He knows he's never going to be forgotten. He knows that, but do you know, this man was far more intelligent. He could have done far more with it than he did. And you know, it's like, but I don't regret a moment of my life. And he said that before he passed. Yeah, and he said that to you. He said that to you. I don't regret a moment of my life. And he really doesn't. He's just, you know, now, he did like to take it easy, but his easy was being out in the garden, or it was tampering with something, or it was doing something, you know, so he had to keep his hands going. He's letting you know that his hands are moving again, because this is one of the things that was badly affected, even in the early stages, with his health, you know, as he started to decline. His hands are moving again, okay? And tablet free. Oh my goodness, he used to did he give you a hard time when it came to tablets? It's like, I don't want them, I'm not taking them, you know. But he did, you know, bless him. He's got his sense back, he's got everything, because I do feel, and I said senses, but because I do feel he lost taste. I feel as though he lost taste. I feel as though he lost smell. Everything started to go down with him. And in the end, you know, it was just, he couldn't be bothered anymore. It was just such hard work. He kept himself going for as long as he could, but in the end he said, no, it's beat me. You know, and that's okay now. That's okay, you know. He watches over you because he says, you still worry. You still worry about this and that and this and that, but he is so pleased to see that you are thinking more about yourself and that it's about time, you know. And you've started to do that recently. This is not something that you've been doing for a while. It's recently you've started to think more about yourself and what you want in life, you know. And he's pleased to see that you're actually doing it, you know. He's pleased to see that you're actually doing it. And do a little bit more of it. Do a little bit more of it and enjoy it, you know, because as he knows, life can change, you know. And I do feel as though he told you before he passed, you've got to enjoy it more, you know. And that I do feel was not long before he passed. He wanted you to keep on living, is what he told you, you know. And he used those words: you've got to keep on living. You've got to keep on living for me, you know. And he really does want you to do that, and he knows that you are honouring that. And he knows that you are, you know, you are doing it the best way you know how right now. He knows the family have got a little bit of stuff going on, nothing major, but a little bit of stuff going on, you know, and that's okay. He's doing his bit from there, but he's also saying, don't take it all on board, you know, don't take it all on board. There's only a certain amount you can do. All right, okay. It's also, well, do you understand your back's been aching? Yes. Here. Here, he's doing what he can to send healing down, you know, but you need to look after it yourself. You need to. And he's making me laugh because he's saying, and remember, everything doesn't have to be perfect. You understand what he's talking about, you know, and there's something that's been going on recently, and it's like you've been, no, it has to be right, it has to be perfect, and he's saying, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. He had a tremendous amount of love, and that love is continuing, you know. He showed it to all those he cared about when he was here, and that is still as strong now as it's always been, okay? And you know, you feel that, you know that in your heart, you know that in your heart. And he knows that he will never be forgotten, because even though he was a quiet man, he left his mark. Yes. He left his mark with such love, you know, with such love. Now, he's not innocent in everything, you know, none of us are, we're human, we've all got that side of us, so he knows that sometimes he could be a little bit on the stubborn side, you know, but he's laughing because he said you knew how to handle him, okay, you knew how to handle him. He's letting you know that his ankle's better. He's letting you know that his ankle is better, because his ankle was hurting, yeah, and he's letting you know that it's better. He's got everything back now, okay? But he's leaving all his love with you, and there is a lot of love, okay? And with the family, okay? And he'll always be there by your side, but you've got to help yourself, and not everything has to be perfect, and know that he's never far away, and I'm leaving his love with you, okay?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Angie.
Thank you.
Move on to the notices for the week. Next services within the church will be on Wednesday at 3 o'clock, where we have a divine style service similar to today's, and that's with Dibna Russell. Next Sunday, also a divine service, and that will be with Tony Goswell. On Friday, the 8th of October, 7 o'clock in the evening, we've got a demonstration of mediumship here within the church. That is with Bill Rich, who's coming down from Essex to join us. And that will be entry by donation. Online, we have meditations Monday night at 7 o'clock, Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. This coming Saturday at 7 o'clock, we have Bill Rich with us online, and he'll be talking about guides. So it'll be a Lyceum service all about spiritualism. Guides are always one of these hotly debated topics, so if you've got any questions about guides and working with them, tune in on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. You'll notice we're giving out printed hymn sheets at the moment rather than going back to the books to reduce transmission rates, so the collection plate also is not handed around, but I will remind you that it is there at the back of the church by where you get your free water. There are some cakes for sale out in the hall, left over from a really wonderful Macmillan coffee morning organised by the lovely Sue Townsend over there. We had on Friday. We're so close to £300.
Oh, wow. There's just over £55 already paid in online too, to add to that.
Oh right, so it's gone over. Oh well, we're so close to £400. So if you see any cakes out there you'd like, please make a donation in the pot that's made available. Once all the final total's in, Sue will let us know. But it was a really good day, really fun. It was so nice to see the church busy again, and too much cake. But thank you for the cheese and pineapple on sticks. Yes, well done, Ted. Because we had something savoury to save us from all the sugar. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I think that concludes the notices, and hand over to the lovely Angie now.
See, you don't think I love this.
Oh no, there is one more, isn't there? Sorry. The lovely Angie here, not only is a fabulous medium, absolutely stunningly good looking, and so accurate with the evidence.
I do like him. He's fast becoming my best friend.
She is also an authoress, and her book is available at the back of the church there. It's being modelled by the lovely Simon.
Thank you, Simon.
So copies are available after the service. Angie, my darling.
Thank you. Okay, so if you could just close your eyes. Dear Lord, our wonderful Heavenly Father, we give thanks for the wonderful opportunity of all being here today and for the wonderful messages that was received. And we ask you, Lord, that you please help us to help you, to help Spirit, to help our angels, and to help mankind. For whoever's having troubles and challenges, may we send out our energy and our love and be there for them whenever we can and wherever we can. And for this we are so truly grateful. Amen.
Amen. Angie, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful morning. Thank you everybody for joining us today. You're now free to enjoy the rest. It's so nice coming in Sunday mornings now. We've got the whole day ahead of us, and especially when the sun's out, what a blessing. Have a wonderful day everybody, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,